Man, oh man. Folks, we got a 1972 Buick Gran Sport Stage 1 right here at Southern Motor Company. Please take a tour with us as we go over this 1970s classic. We're gonna walk around it. We're gonna have a good, thorough tour. Any imperfections we're gonna show you. All the positives, any of the negatives, you're gonna get that right here at my store. We're gonna show you anything you would want to know when you're wanting to purchase this vehicle. We appreciate you for taking your time. Hey folks, Chris again. For some time now, I've been wanting another 69 to 72 Buick, Oldsmobile, the 442, Chevelle, things like that. I try and keep 4 to 5, maybe 6 really neat cars here at all times. We're not really a classic car dealer, but we keep some neat cars here, some exotic cars, a lot of specialty cars. There's one of my personal Corvettes sitting over there. It's really hard to buy one to sell unless you're in that world and you're traveling to auctions, you're traveling to, you know, and obviously, you know what folks, we're gonna cut over here real quick. Look, a Milky. We have a Milky in stock. I know I completely just got sidetracked, didn't I? Can we keep going? Will it make our video look bad? Not at all, okay, because we're not truly professionals at this. We're really just having fun. Back to the video. Bought the vehicle, rear end was sitting just a little bit low. I opted to go ahead and put new Monroe air shocks that are adjustable with an air valve in the rear. It gives it the stance that you're looking at. Easily adjustable. I gave it a new center link in the suspension and a new top left ball joint. Aside from that, this car was extremely solid. I did bring this color down to the headlight bezels and the front grill ending. It looks to have had the GSX/GNX graphics done on the hood and the sides. It's got a GSX/GNX wing. Now, folks, if you want to comment and say, hey, I said it wrong, maybe it's only on the GNX, totally cool with that, or only on the GSX, totally cool with that. Pretty sure I'm right that both vehicles came with this graphics package. Now, most of them, if not all of them, were a vinyl sticker. This has been base coat, clear coated, and laid over. It is smooth right here, so it's all inlaid. I've gotten this car to 75, 80 miles an hour. It is comfortable as can be. It's extremely predictable. It cranks up on a dime. The AC is cold. Now, if you notice, the tailpipes, some people have explained to me that the tailpipes are supposed to come out of the bumper. Well, I chopped them back a hair, put a new exhaust tips towards the back, more factory style for a traditional 72 Skylark. Then some people tell me also that a Gran Sport also had an exhaust similar to this. I've taken a magnet to probably 90% of the car, panels and all, just that magnet stuck extremely well. Doors open and close as you would expect. The body lines, they're parallel. They're absolutely perfect. You know, this paint work is true artwork. This is awesome work right here, you know. Under the hood, 455, cold air. No gas, no nothing. Up. Still kind of cold. So we're going to pop the trunk here shortly. We're going to show you a few things on the dash. We're going to put some GoPros up to it. We're going to jump in the car and go for a good drive. Chad, get in there, look at that. Does have your tri-gauge down there for your oil, your voltage, and your water temperature. This AC is cold. It is not ice cold as of today's cars, but it's cold enough to have all the windows up and to keep you cool inside. The radio is an aftermarket digital system. It looks factory. It just gives you that look, but you have today's reliability of newer radios. And the glove box is the CD changer attached to that system. In fact, you'll see in the video later, your park, reverse, neutral, drive, second, and then low. That when you pull that, the cable that actuates this actually moves. So you move those, it works over here. A lot of those don't work. They just come unhooked, or someone doesn't care. Someone cared about this car. They didn't get crazy and spend $100,000 restoring this car, but they probably spent a good 50, 60 grand going throughout this car and making it right. The back seats need a little tuggage. They're a little on the warp side right here. Might can be pulled back out. It's just not something I had gotten to yet. It can be tightened in the middle actually and pull up both sides. But the material's in great shape. Back seats all work as they should. I think the handle's right here. Headliner is absolutely perfect. Your over-the-shoulder seat belts are in place as they should with the pins holding them in place. Sun visors are in great shape. Body is straight as an arrow. This body is straight. A lot of cars built like this, body's a lot of whack, and that's going to happen on a 50-year-old car. If you spend the right time, you block it correctly, you spray. What you do is you block it, you spray it, you sand it. Anytime you have a high or low spot, that black paint normally will show up in the primer. You then sand that down until it's all smooth. That's how you get a straight body. This seems to have been a solid car all the way around already. I've looked for areas that rust would form. Undercarriage is gorgeous. It's not as perfect as the top. It's just like it looks like a really nice used car. I say we go for a drive. Told y'all I was going to open the trunk. Come on. Pretty sure this isn't original. This is all replica stuff, like National Parts Depot, things of that nature. But I've gotten in here and I've looked for body work. I've looked for filler. I'm not seeing rust anywhere. You know, just solid. It's trunk spray as you would do. So, wings in place nicely. I really didn't mean to break it loose. Didn't really mean to. Blinkers. This car is effortless to drive. So the digital radio, real simple to use. Search is easy. You go in the glove box there, your CD player. Right up in there, instructions and all, of course. This car ain't warmed up yet. Oil pressure, look at the oil pressure. Good voltage. It shifts perfect. Just nice crisp shift every time. Actually, let's go down through Montague.
Yeah.
Like the DeLorean video that day.
That's right. Yeah, the headliner is really clean.
Well, it's black vinyl, so when it goes bad, it just falls apart. So they're really not terribly expensive to redo. Either they're good or they're not. You know, over time, like the, what was it we did the other day? Oh, the Porsche, the 911.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was actually pretty nice. You can see a little bit of separations on the thread on the Porsche.
Right.
This is black, so if it even has any, you wouldn't really see it. But it's nowhere hanging down.
Yeah.
It's in great shape. The moldings are great. The door panels are awesome. I mean, it's just a nice car.
Right.
You know, I feel lucky to even have one to drive around right now. You put a nice exhaust on pretty much anything correctly, it's gonna sound nice. And it's not droning. I think they're 50 series Flowmasters, which is what I put on my Corvette and my last Chevelle. The other cars in between, since that Chevelle, already had a nice exhaust system already installed. But 50 is what I go with because it's not a pop, 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 pop of like maybe a 40 series. Mm-hmm. You know, it's got good flow. So you have that nice and, it's just nice and flowy. It's not a popping exhaust noise.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not an exhaust expert, That's just my experience. Billy over at the muffler shop, it's actually called the muffler shop. When I had my 71 El Camino, I want a little more exhaust note to it. He says, put those 50s on there. It won't have that popping noise. And so from then on, I've only used the 50 series. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75. This car is very reliable, very responsive, plenty of power. Feel that?
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah,
nice.
I mean, you
Feels good.
yeah, bump, 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 bump.
Right. Solid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Feel that? I mean, look at
And,
it's like a Cadillac. You know, it's
Right.
just floating.
Incredible.
Folks, any of y'all have watched my videos, I do not pussyfoot around with our cars. I drive them hard. I'm not trying to beat them up. I'm trying to break something while I still have the car. If we break something, we're going to fix it. I'm not going to sell a halfway car. If I tell you a car is solid, a car is solid.
Brakes are good.
Yeah, brakes are good. Good brakes too. Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
He and Angelina Jolie are fooling around. Yeah, and then she's like, oh, time to go back to work. He goes, good brakes too. My wife's going to laugh later about that because we made a joke a few days ago. We weren't in the car fooling around or anything. It just, that came up somewhere and she goes, good brakes too. Doesn't it just feel good?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's roomy. It's just
You know,
fun.
yeah.
Imagine being in the 70s, you're going down to get gas for,
Right.
what, 50 cents a gallon? Or how much was gas in the 70s?
I don't know. Yeah.
If you could even get it during the crisis. So I've gone through all that, through the temperature. 190, voltage, good oil. You know, she's sitting there idling nicely. She doesn't lunge when you put it in gear.
Right.
Idle is set probably 650, 750. We're going to our hot spot.
Yeah.
Folks, this is where we take most of our specialty cars. It's just a nice quiet background. We do love our customers. People will show up at around 4 to 6 in the evening when we're doing our videos. We'll like stop 15 different times, which we're fine with that because we'll sell a car and come back. But then the lights changed. So we kind of found this place sometime back. I've known about it for many years. It's an office area on the old Navy base here in Charleston. So like around 5 or 6, this gentleman will be gone for work for the day. He'll head out. And a little later on today, we will be filming our ZR1 video here actually. So this is a prequel to something cool coming up. The Porsche 911 video was filmed right here.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
The 1976 Mercedes, I said 76, right?
Yep,
Yeah, okay,
right.
yeah. The 1976 Mercedes was filmed right here. Folks, if you look to your left, you'll see some nice shrubbery. Army Wise was filmed there as well. That was their outside basic training area, I think. Folks, if you look to the right, you see some nice bricks and trees.
Great
I'm doing
spot.
the backlot tour at like Universal Studios and
Yeah.
Disney World.
Backlot.
So the backlot tour. You know, speaking of Disney, my daughter Caroline just got accepted to the Disney College program. I can't tell enough people that because that's like her dream, probably more mine than hers. It's terribly exciting. So very proud of her on that. I think they got rid of, they did. They got rid of the backlot tour.
Yeah.
We could do a Delancey Street tour. So to the right there, folks, is customers of ours, Delancey Street. They have the Delancey Street Moving Company. Great people. Look them up online.
Yeah.
Great folks. There's the Volvo we sold them. And I guess everybody else is at work. There's the Passat. Passat diesel we sold them.
Yeah.
So look them up if you need any moving needs. So folks, a lot of we get a lot of calls, or not a lot of calls, but people ask us, why do I drive the cars the way I do? Why do I push them? These are antiques, or they're old muscle cars. These things are expensive. Why do you? Well, let me tell you what happened. Many years ago, I went to Florida for vacation with the family and my mother and father-in-law. Hey, Linda and Jimmy, and my plan was to pick up this Ferrari Testarossa in was it Gulf Coast I was talking about? I think it's Gulf Coast, and the West Palm Beach. My apologies, West Palm Beach. So the got there to the car, didn't really run. Paintwork wasn't right. It wasn't as described. So my family left with my mother and father-in-law to head back to Charleston. I got in the car and drove all the way to West Palm Beach. Figured I would get a U-Haul or a trailer, figure something out when I got down there. And car barely ran, AC didn't work, paint wasn't right. It wasn't right, and it wasn't correctly described. So I was in the car business then. We weren't as strong as we are nowadays. And thank you to all of our customers. But I said, I'm gonna make darn sure anytime we sell, and once we start doing like video stuff, this is a couple years before Chad came along, I'm gonna make sure I describe everything good, bad, over exaggerate how bad the stuff is. I don't want anybody to get their car that they've waited on and were excited about and paid good money, whether it's $5,000, $10,000. You buy something and someone tells you it's that way, it should be that way. And if you buy a car from me, in my store, in my team, you best believe that whatever video we did, because it was a special car gets the good videos. All of our cars get about a 5-minute video when Chad gets around to doing all of them. Thank you, Chad. You best believe when we post a video, that's the car you're buying. That's how it's going to act. That's how it's going to drive. If we've missed something, if we missed something, we're going to pick up the phone. We're going to figure out what it costs. We're going to get with your mechanic. We're going to get with your shop. We're going to make it right. I'm not going to make excuses. I have no time for excuses from anyone on my staff, anyone I do business with. If I tell you something's that way, it's that way. So the reason I'm being this serious about this is $50,000 for a 72 model muscle car. That's a lot of money. That's high mileage C7 Corvette money. That's hell, how much did the Honda Odyssey cost? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's $50,000's a lot of money for a vehicle. And for you to trust us to send us money, send an inspector, whatever it is that you do to come see our car, you best believe it's going to be right. Because there's way too many people out there, and I don't know many of them, but I just heard the horror stories. There's way too many people who will pass off a car that's old, decent paint job, drives okay, looks okay, and they got piles of reviews. Some might be fake, I don't know. But the point is, they got your money. What do they care? They don't care. They got your money, they don't care. They'll change their name. But some people may just expect an old car to just drive like an old car, and that's just the way it is. Or they'll make excuses when it arrives and say, oh, well, it's an old car. You should have expected that. You buy a car from me, you best believe it's right.